Hey, what's going on, guys? Eddie here on the Falibu Channel, and today I would like to share with you my experiences working with the SteamVR plugin. It's the SDK plugin that you download anytime you're going to work with anything having to do with Unity and Vive. So this is going to be a Longbow training grounds. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set up a scene, import the player prefab into your scene, go ahead and set up a bow and have it follow you so that it's not just in one location. And then I think we're gonna go ahead and try to set up some weeble wobbles from the interactions example in the SteamVR plugin folder. Now, a lot of people don't know about this they don't know a lot about the stuff in this folder. So just to start things off, let's go ahead and let's start a new project. So let's go to File, New Project, and we will call this project, let's call it Longbow Training Grounds. And you can put it wherever you like. I'm gonna put mine in I like making an assignments folder. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new folder for it. Call that Longbow Training Grounds. Okay, and it should be a 3D project, and you should have Enable Unity Analytics set to on. Go ahead and create project. So it'll be a second here while mine creates. Okay, so this is what you're more than likely used to seeing. Just a blank scene with a main camera and a directional light. So we're going to start off by importing the SteamVR plugin. So we'll go to the Asset Store tab, click on the search, then we will go to SteamVR plugin. Okay, I've already downloaded it, but if you haven't downloaded it before, it'll say download. Otherwise, you're going to want to click import. Now, I'd like to mention while this imports that the reason I'm making this video, I am by no means an expert on this subject. I'm actually a beginner. We're going to go ahead and click import. Yeah, I'm actually a beginner with Unity and C#, but just watching some other beginner learning resources, I've gotten my feet wet here in Unity, and it's been going pretty good, and it's gotten a lot better since I started rummaging around the SteamVR plugin folder. Back at the beginning of January, I had seen a video from a gentleman named Fuseman on YouTube, and he pointed out that there was some cool stuff happening inside of the interaction systems folder of the SteamVR plugin. You check down in the directory of the SteamVR plugin, you're gonna see. I'm gonna show you here in a second. We're gonna go ahead and click I made a backup. Go ahead. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. You'll see some, you might see some errors down there, but they work themselves out. We're going to go ahead and click accept all. Made the right choice. So if you look here in the SteamVR folder, well, every other beginner video that you see says, hey, go to prefabs. And that's where you're going to find your camera rig, your status, and your SteamVR. To make it explicit inside of the scene. Implicit, sorry. Either way, you know, and people are normally gonna say, hey, drive your camera rig in because it gives you the left controller, the right controller, and then the HMD or the camera controller. Well, what I'm gonna have you do for the purposes of this tutorial is I'm gonna go ahead and have you just don't bother going down to there. Let's go over here to interaction system. All right, now when you get to interaction system, you're gonna notice that there's this folder core, hint, longbow, samples, and teleport. And then there's this interaction system PDF and this readme file. So the interaction PDF is probably the most useful thing inside of these folders if you're new. Now, if you're an advanced professional and you know everything there is to know about C#, well, I'm sure this is not the most important file in these folders for you, because you can probably make use of a lot of the stuff in here. However, if you're new to Unity and you're new with C# and you're new to game design in general, well, this interaction system PDF is going to go ahead and give you a breakdown of everything inside of, if you click samples and go to scenes, this interaction is example scene. We'll go ahead and click it open now. Okay, this interactions example, which is in the samples folder inside of the scenes folder, which is inside of the samples folder of the interaction systems folder. It's going to load you up with this, and this is basically just an example of how to use some of the things that Steam gives you for free every time you load up the SteamVR plugin. So if you've never seen this before, which I hadn't before January, you know, this is super cool, especially if you're new. This shows you a lot of the different mechanics from the Valve's video game, the Vive, for the Vive, their launch game. It's called the Lab, and this gives you the longbow from it, and then some of the other mechanics, the teleporting around, which the teleporting around is so useful. I'm going to show you how to use that here in this video too. So from here, I'm going to show you how you would implement, because you can go ahead and see how some of this stuff works if you just load it up and go and look around and check through your hierarchy, you know, thing over here, and you can see how some of this stuff works. What I'm going to show you is how to implement some of the things from this scene into your own scene. So maybe, you know, maybe you've got a good little terrain somebody gave you, or you made yourself, or you've got it from the asset store, and you want to import a bow just to mess around and see what it looks like. You know, why wouldn't you? The bow is one of the coolest things you can do in VR. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying. So anyway, you know, and then these UI and hints, that's really cool. Throwables, what that means is you actually have to hold the trigger. You put your controller next to the object, you hold the trigger to pick it up, and then when you let go of the trigger, it falls away from your hand. Now that's different from interactable. Interactable, when your controller gets next to the object and you press the trigger, let go of the trigger, and the object stays parented to your hand. Then you can press the trigger again, release the trigger again, and the object will become unparented from your hand, releasing, and any physics or anything will now become applied to it. Okay, this linear drive just shows how if you drag something back and forth, you can make something else happen. So basically some cool little wiring techniques. And the same with a circular drive. You know, how you can make it to where you can grab a point on this thing and turn the circle. But yeah, the longbow and this flame, I think we're going to try to use the flame. I've not touched it before, but just as I'm just kind of learning all this stuff myself. That's why I'm making this video, to kind of just cement it in my own memory. And that way, I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. And in case I forget, I can come back and watch my own video. But I'd like to share it with you as my way of giving back. So, yeah, you know, the teleports, you know, all this other stuff. Alright, so enough of that. Let's go back to our... Let's see, I thought we had a new scene open. I guess not. I guess it just overwrites it whenever we open this one. Okay, no matter. We're going to go ahead and create a new folder. And we're going to call this scenes. And you know what? While we do this, let's go ahead and go back to the asset store. And we're going to look for I think it's hand painted nature something. Oh, no, not hand. Hand. And not hand. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let's try this again. Hand painted nature. Let's try that. Free only. We're going to use a free asset. Yep, and I believe it's this one. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah. Nope, this is not it. Alright, well, for the sake of killing some time, I've already got it downloaded, so let me just look for it in my downloads. Okay, it's called Hand Painted Forest Environment. Let's go ahead and find it over here. Hand Painted Forest. Free only. This is it. Hand painted forest. Okay, so you're going to want to go ahead and download this and import it into your scene. Oh, but no, we're not going to want to do that to the interactions example. Yeah, we'll create a new scene. We'll call this, what are we going to call it? Let's call it Longbow Training Grounds. Sure. Okay, so now this is what you're used to in your new scene, and you got your new scene in your scenes folder, which is directly under your assets folder. And this is what we're going to call the Longbow Training Grounds. And it's got your main camera, your directional light. So we're going to go to the asset store. You're going to download or import, if you already have it downloaded, we're going to import this hand-painted forest environment. Free sample. This looks really nice. It's got 116 people like it, average 5 stars. Sure. And I'm working with Unity 5.5.1 F1. And you get some warnings here, but it's just, I think it's just because of the redundancies. You know, certain things, there's scripts that say, hey, do this, render this way, and it's like, hey, I do that automatically now, which that's always cool. And I kind of messed with it here a minute ago. It didn't seem to have any kind of problems, so we're just going to go ahead and use it anyway. Okay, we got the hand-painted forest environment folder here now. Okay, so if we, let's check and make sure everything's there. Standard assets, scenes. Look, let's go ahead and load up this demo scene. Let's go ahead and load up this demo scene. Because this is probably going to be the easiest thing to do anyways. If you, in the hierarchy window, if you click the first person controller, and then if you put your mouse back in the scene window and you type F, the F key, it will focus on the first person controller. And that's what you're going to want to see so that you can see where it's at. And make sure you have the inspector open. This is for, I mean, obviously it's for, you know, a PC. So on the y-axis, the first-person controller is raised up in the air, 1.21. It's so you can add a character there. We're gonna go ahead and delete. You know what? Let's on the transform for the first-person controller over here on the gear on the far right-hand side. Let's click it, and we're gonna do copy component. Because I do like the general placement of where this camera's at, and we'll load our own camera there, and then we'll paste the values, and then we'll adjust it from there. So for now, let's go ahead and delete the first-person controller. So you're gonna want to highlight it and click delete, or you can right-click and delete. Okay. So now we're left with this awesome looking terrain and the directional light and all of these trees. So now next what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get our own camera in there, our player camera. Okay, so most people will tell you, hey, go to prefab, go to SteamVR and go to prefabs, grab the camera rig, let's do some fancy stuff to try to customize it. That's great. Hey, if you know how to customize it, more power to you. I wish I knew more about how to customize this camera rig to get it working more specifically, and I'm working on that. But until then, just so I can mess around, I thought I would share what I've been doing with y'all, and that's bypassing this. Go to the SteamVR, the main SteamVR folder, and if you want to see your folder line up like I have right over here, you can drag this slider all the way down. By default, it looks like this. I went ahead and just dragged all mine all the way down to set it up like this. It looks more organized for me. Okay, so anyways, you're gonna want to click. Let's close all this stuff up so you know exactly where I'm going. Okay, so you're gonna click the SteamVR folder. Open that, and in SteamVR folder, you're gonna want to locate this Interaction Systems folder, and it expands. We'll go ahead and expand it. Now you're gonna want to find this core folder that's within the Interaction System folder. It's also expandable. Expand that. And this is the prefab folder you're looking for. It's got this player prefab. Now, if you checked out the PDF that was attached in this inside of the interaction system folder, it tells you exactly how to use this this prefab. So I won't go into too much detail about what the documentation says, but just to wrap it up, you know, I'll basically let you know that it has this collection of SteamVR objects. Now we'll go ahead and drag this prefab into our scene so that you can see what it actually does. Okay, we want it to go. It went to the bottom. That's fine. Okay, so if we open it up, you know, it's got this SteamVR objects, which is a body collider. You know what? Let's click on player on the main thing. Let's go ahead and center this out. Let's go ahead and click on player, and then over in the inspector window on transform, click the gear icon and click paste component values. So that's going to give us the values of the last camera that we copied. Now this is way too high, so we're going to click on this on the y-axis of the position in transform. We're going to type 0 and press enter. That's going to bring it down to the floor. It seems more or less where we want it. Okay, so now you can see what we're talking about in the frame as we're talking about it. Okay, so it gives you this body collider. That's pretty cool. Brings the SteamVR prefab into the scene for you. It gives you your hand, attach controller, and all this other cool stuff that goes with your hand. I wish I could tell you I knew exactly what all of it does. I don't. I'm sorry. I apologize. And then this VR camera, and this is basically your head. This is like what your head gets attached to. This is the HMD. Okay, so and then it also gives you this follow head. Oh, which this is really cool. We're going to be using this. This gives you the head collider. That is neat. And this basically follows your HMD around. I don't know how it works. It's magic. I'm sure somebody else can, more knowledgeable on the subject could explain it better, but we're going to be using it, and that's how we're going to be using it, because it follows your head. Okay, so we've got our player prefab, and you know what? I don't like it down there. I'm going to drag it all the way to the top. I'm going to put it right here above terrain. Why not? Okay. You can do that as well if you'd like. I'll go ahead and give you a minute to do that. Okay, you done? Alright, moving on then. Okay, now that we've got our player in here, one of the first things that I like to do is add component. And this piece of advice came from Fuseman on YouTube. Definitely check out his channel. He's got a lot of great stuff. I tune in every chance I get. But we're going to add component, and we're going to go to scripts. You might not be able to see this, but I'm not capturing my whole display. I'm just capturing my window of Unity. So anyways, we're going to click add component, go down to scripts, and then we're going to scroll down until you find, where is it? It's SteamVR _play area. Now I've clicked it so you can see it here in the inspector panel. It's this, on the very bottom. It's the SteamVR Play Area script, and that's going to give you your play area. Now you can see we're going to need to go ahead and raise our player just a little bit. Let's get this play area all the way on top. Yeah, that's good. The player may feel a little bit, just a little bit too high, and we'll just go ahead and round this out. Over here on the Y field, we'll click 0.45. Nice round number. Well, it's not round, but it's rounder. Okay, so that's cool. That'll work. Okay, so now we've got our player hooked up. For some reason, I am not seeing the head collider, so let me go ahead and just press play. See if we can't get that to populate. Unplay. Nope. Still not there. Oh, okay. No, it is in there. If you look it's real deep. It's buried under stuff. That's why I can't see it. That's why I couldn't see it. But yeah, it's there. It's attached to the camera. Okay. So that's what we wanted. Okay, so now we've got our scene, and we've got our player inside of our scene. And I mean, as you saw, I can press play here. And because we've got the SteamVR plugin loaded, we can click this 2D debug mode and use WASD to move around, and hold the right mouse key to drag to pan the camera around. And you can see this is gonna work. This is gonna work for what we want. And it's just a little simple scene, nothing too extravagant. It's just a little island, beautiful little island. I can see how I would definitely use this for like prototyping out maybe some AI or some game mechanics or something like that. Okay, get out of there. Okay, so next, what do we want to do next? Let's go ahead and get our bow in here first. I seem to have the most trouble with this. It doesn't work every time because I forget the steps. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So if we close up this core folder, if we go back to the interaction systems folder, interaction system. No, you know what? Let's do teleporting next. Okay. So if we click teleport, In the documentation, it also shows you how to use this teleport, these teleport prefabs. Okay, you're gonna want to drop teleporting into your scene just to make teleporting work. So this is it's just a game object that tells your game how teleporting works. So we'll go ahead and drag it in here. And now we have teleporting. Teleporting is enabled in your game just by dropping that teleporting prefab. But before you rush off, you have nowhere to teleport to. So just for starters, let's look around here. Let's go ahead and drop a teleport point over here. Huh. I like how it gives you all of this stuff. Yeah, so we're going to take a look around here. If we go down to the teleport marker canvas text, we can click on this text script, I believe. Let's just type hello. I wonder if that's going to work. It did. Oh, cool. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just messing around. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Oh, I think this is how big the thing is. Yeah, okay. So this should work. No, not 400. I mean, not 500. Let's try 250. Let's try 250. Nope, let's try 200. 200, that seems to work. And it says, hello. And we can... I'm sorry, I'm freaking out with this a little bit because I didn't know this was here. Like, we can kind of change this stuff around a little bit. Okay, let's see what happened. Why did I do that? It didn't do like text wrapping or nothing. Let's try backspace. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh well, that hello is good for now. I'll figure this out some other time. Okay, I thought that was cool. So anyways, that all comes in your inside of your teleport point. We'll add a few more teleport points while we're here. And from now on, now that it's just blank, you can just press Control D or Command D on a Mac, or right click and press duplicate just to get these, just to get them out and about. Oh, nope, didn't want to do that. And then you can hold down Alt and hold down the scroll wheel, and that will let you use this little hand to pan around. You know what? We are going to want one right here where we start in case we want to come back this way. You know what? Let's not do that. Alright, we've got two over there just to set those up. Okay, so now what I want to show you, because this is really fun. I really like this part a lot. Okay, so this is another cool thing you can do on the teleporting subject. Let's go ahead and go to, on the hierarchy menu, let's go to Create, 3D Object, Plane. Okay, so we got a nice plane here. But we're going to move that around. Okay, well, I suppose it doesn't matter that we can't see through it right now, because what we're going to do is we're going to go to inside of Interaction System, Teleport, Scripts. We're going to drop Teleport Area on top of that plane that we just made. And that's going to change it to this transparent teleport area like I'm sure you're used to seeing in the lab. And we'll go ahead and just make it to where it can be accessed from those other two teleport points that we have. We'll make sure it's a little bit too high off the ground. Let's do it at 0.1. No, that's not going to work. 0.01. No, that's definitely not going to work. Let's do 0.2. 0.3. See what 0.3 looks like. Okay, this may or may not work because if the plane goes underneath the terrain, I believe it won't allow me to click on it. Yeah, so let me just, you can just eyeball it. You know, as long as it's not in the terrain too much, you'll be able to teleport around in that area. More importantly, at its highest, at the spot that it's the highest, or that it seems the highest, you want to just make sure it's not too far off the ground. So I think this is like a happy medium. This is a happy medium. I like it. I'm happy with it. I can deal with it. Okay, and you can see that it goes almost all the way back. I'm going to bring this plane up higher. I don't know why it keeps dropping it all the way down to the bottom, but... Alright, now let's see if we go back to this other teleport point here, we can see that, you know, this teleport point is pretty close to that teleport area. It's like almost right on it, almost. Okay, so while we're here, let's add a few more teleport points. Okay, and again, that's in interaction systems folder, teleport folder, prefabs, teleport point. And you can just pretty much just drop them right in your scene almost. And it should find the mesh. I mean the terrain mesh. Yeah, see, it's sitting on top of it pretty well. Okay, now you can Control D or Command D or... now you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just drag more teleport points. Because I like the way it snaps to the ground. That might be too close, but I don't care. I'll put teleport points everywhere. And this is not a real formula. You can just do wherever you feel like teleporting to. Go ahead and add yourself some freaking teleport buttons. I'll go ahead and do this for a minute. And that way you can catch up or, you know, add some extra points yourself. Explore a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of a heads up when I'm almost done. And I'll smoke a little bit of a cigarette while I'm at it. Okay, so I like that teleport point there. You can, and every time you drop a teleport point, you can press F to focus on it, and that way, you know you're in pretty good distance. Yeah, I got stuck in the air. I don't know if I can make that. Alright, we'll put that over there. I want to get up on this hill. Good morning, Jared.
What are you doing?
I'm making a video on how to make video games.
Cool.
Glad you think so.
Hey, Dad. Look at this.
Yeah, trolls.
What was that? What was that?
Okay, so what I could do to make this really fun... I don't know. Let's see how it's going to work. Let me go to Create 3D Object. I'm going to go to Plane. But then I'm going to scale this down to like 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. You know what? Let's go a little bit bigger. Let's go 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to drag this up into the air. You know what? I really do think that is too big. No, it's not. No, that's pretty good. It's just slightly bigger than my play area. And let's make this accessible. Well, we're gonna have to bring this down a little bit. Yeah, in this case, since we're gonna have to make a couple more of them, let's go ahead and bring this down to 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. That's a little bit better. And let's go ahead and stick this in a tree. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and press Control. While we have the plane selected, we'll press Control D or Command D on Mac, or right click the copy of the plane one. You want to get a duplicate of it. Okay, so now after you make the duplicate, on the Y-axis, drag it up just a smidge, Okay, now go back to the Interaction Systems folder, and the Teleport folder, and the Scripts folder. And where it says Plane 2, you're going to drop Teleport Area onto Plane 2. And then you want to grab Plane 2 and make it a child of Plane 1 by dragging and dropping it onto it. Okay, so now they're connected. And it looks like I could go down a little bit more. I should probably go down a little bit more. I'm gonna grab Plane 2. I'm gonna drag it down to like 0.07 right now. That's good. You know what? 0.05. 0.05 is better. And you know what? Just to make sure we can get up there, let's go to Interaction Systems, Teleport, Prefabs, and let's drop a teleport point up here. Once you got it up there, you can use the blue handle and the red handles to scale it around. Keep it on the same Y-axis that it's on. Okay, now we're going to grab this teleport point because I really like it. And we're going to drop it and make it a child of this plane also. Okay, so now we'll grab this plane and then press Control D or Command D to make a duplicate. We'll pull that duplicate up. We'll shift it around a little bit. Yeah, it needs to go up some more. Okay, and then Control D, Command D. I'm gonna drag this one up some more. Now you can see what I'm doing. I'm making a little floating panel staircase to get up here. Okay, and do it again. Another duplicate. Up and over. F to get focused on it again. It looks like I'm in these trees right here, but that's okay. We'll duplicate again. We'll go up a little bit, and I'm just eyeballing it. You know, you can do whatever feels good for you, but the thing is you don't want it too high because then you won't be able to get to it. Duplicate, then go up again. And this is just some free level design for you. Level design 101. Duplicate, go up again. F to recenter.
Oh.
Duplicate, go up again.
Oh. Hey, Dad.
Okay, and that's good. That'll work for now. That's just to show you, you know. Let's go back down to our player. Just to show you around the map a little bit. Give you some more perspective. Okay, so alright, it looks like we got I don't really have any teleport points over there, but let's keep a little bit of mystery. Okay, so by now y'all probably got enough teleport points set up to feel really comfortable, so let's move on to the next subject. Okay, next we're going to want to add the bow to our scene. And more than that, I want to add it to my player. So I'm going to show you how to do that without using any kind of code at all. How I've been doing it. Okay, so we're going to want to go to, for the first time, we're going to finally get out of the interaction systems folder. And we're going to go down to... No, we're going to stay in the interaction systems folder. We're going to go to Longbow, the Longbow folder. And we'll go to prefabs. You know what? I don't think we need any of this stuff. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my hierarchy, and on my player I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna click on my head collider, and I'm going to click Create Empty Child, because I want to make a child of the head collider. So this is game object, but we're going to go ahead and rename it Custom Longbow. Okay. Now what we're going to do for Custom Longbow is we need to add a component. Actually, we're going to need to add a couple of components. So instead of clicking Add Component, since you can't see it on my screen anyways, I'm just going to show you where it's at in the folder menu. So if you go to SteamVR, Interaction System, Longbow, and scripts. Oh no, you know what? I apologize. We're going to want to go to the SteamVR folder, scripts. That's not it either. I apologize. It's the problem with being live. Go to SteamVR folder, Interaction System, Core, Scripts, and what we're looking for is interactable. So we're going to grab this interactable and we're going to drop it on Custom Longbow. Now you can see here, Custom Longbow is now interactable. Now another thing we need to do for this Custom Longbow is we need to give it the item package spawner script. And that's right here, the item package spawner script. So we'll grab that and we'll drag that on Custom Longbow. Now before we go any further, you're going to see here an item package, it has none. We're going to want to change that. We need to change this to I don't see it here. Okay, so we'll go back up to Interaction System, go to Longbow, go to Scripts. Nope. Prefabs. Now you're looking for this Longbow item package. So let's click back on Custom Longbow. We're going to click and drag on Longbow item package into this field right here where it says item package. Longbow item package. Now we're going to click require trigger press to take. Now what that's going to make us do is that when our hand hovers over it, our hand is going to glow because of some scripts that are attached to this hand deal here. And it's going to, when we press the trigger, it's going to attach, it's going to become a child of our hand. It's going to become the hand is going to be it's going to be parented to the hand. Okay, and then we're going to show trigger hint. Now this won't matter for our purposes, but you're going to want to turn it on anyway. I'm going to have the bow sitting behind your head like an archer would have it. I think it's really cool. I tried it out a little bit. It feels very natural. Okay, and then we're going to want to check take back item. Now you know we skipped over something important. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Hold on. We've got an error here, and you might be having an error also. So if yours is slowing down also, let's click on this. Okay, you want to grab this clone. Yes, okay, I'm glad that we had this bug in here. I don't know why this happens. This is a bug. I figured this out. I'm sharing it with you now in this video. You've been watching this video for approximately an hour now, and we're gonna get a bug. I don't know why this bug exists, but here it is, and this is how to fix it. So we're gonna grab all these and delete them. We don't need them. As a matter of fact, we don't need this one either. You know what? We need one, because as soon as you click custom longbow, it's gonna do it again. So the reason this is happening, it's on this custom longbow. It's the what is it? Is it the interactable script? No, it says right here. Okay, let's get rid of all of these. Okay, we check our console. Let me click on this because we got 10,000 of these. Okay, it's in the item package spawner. Oh, no. Where is it at? I believe it's in the item package spawner script. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click on the custom longbow and then double click item package spawner and then click off of longbow again, because it's gonna lag you up creating all of these. Okay, so we want to double click on the item package spawner because I believe the error is in here. We're going to double check. Okay, the error is on what line? What line does it say it's on? Okay, the first error is on line 138 inside of the item package spawner script. You're not seeing mine right here, but it is. The error is on line 138. It says GameObject.destroy open parentheses child.GameObject close parentheses semicolon. What it should read is GameObject.destroy immediate. So capital I, MM, lowercase mm, lowercase e, lowercase d, lowercase I, lowercase a, lowercase t, lowercase e. So it should read capital, it should be camel case, capital D, destroy, immediate, capital I, all one word, destroy immediate. Now you're going to know it's right because on line 142 that says GameObject.destroy destroy immediate, open parentheses, child.GameObject, close parentheses, semicolon, and that's the same thing you want it to read. So when it does, save that by pressing, Control S or Command S for Mac, and you want to save that script. Now when we go back to Unity and we click on Custom Longbow, hey, guess what? It generated one Longbow preview that keeps getting destroyed all the time. Like you're gonna click it and it's gonna get unclicked, and you're gonna click it and it's gonna get unclicked, and it's gonna keep doing that. And that is how you get this Longbow to work. I know you had to wait a long time. It took me about 6 hours of thinking I was doing something wrong before I finally figured it out. Hey, there's an error in the code that they packaged it with. So if you've been trying to do it and you've not been able to get it work, this is how you get it to work. This is how you add the bow from the lab game. Valve's launched the lab game. This is how you add it to your game. And I believe it's royalty free. So you could even sell a game with this in it. Alright, so let's clear our errors now that we shouldn't be having anymore. Okay, and now back to the tutorial. We got our custom Longbow, which is a child of the head collider. So we're going to click on the head collider and press F to focus in on it. We're going to click on the click on the custom Longbow. So one thing we did forget to add. Let's go ahead and go to Add Component. You can't see it here, but you're going to want to go to Add Component, click on Physics, and then go to Sphere Collider. Now that's going to make you a big old sphere collider. You don't want that. So let's go to the transform and scale it down. Or no. We're going to go to the sphere collider, radius. Let's put that at like 0.2. Let's try 0.2. Let's see how big it is. If you click on follow head, no, you can see that this bow collider is much bigger than my head. And I don't want that. Okay, so the head collider has a radius of 0.12. So let's go to the custom Longbow, go to radius on the sphere collider, and let's put ours at no bigger than my head. Oh, I should not have clicked that. I don't know why I clicked that. Just force a habit. I like to see things update, but I can tell you, if you want, you know what, go ahead and take a minute, see how you're, it's not going to look right now, but there you go. You took a minute. You got it out of your system. You scratched the itch. Now we're going to continue. Because right now it's strapped to the center of your face. We don't want that. Okay, so if you click right here on the blue Z, if your screen looks like mine, click around it a couple of times. It's going to show you from different angles. Click from the top. Okay, this is at a really bad angle, but we're going to work with it. And again, this is mostly going to be freestyle, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look pretty. And if it's okay with you, then it's okay. Okay, what we're going to start out by doing is looking at it from the top. And we're going to want to move this back. So right here in the center with custom Longbow selected, that did not work at all. Okay. Looking at it from the top, the custom longbow selected, we are going to... You know what? Yeah, because this is the way our front is going to face, I believe. Yeah, it faces that way. Okay. On the Z-axis, we're going to want to move it back to about... Let's move it back a little bit more. Let's go back to like 0.4. Let's see what 0.4 looks like. I mean 0.04. Nope, that's not good at all. Alright. Negative 0.3. Let's try that. Is that too much? Yeah. Okay, negative 0.25. Oh, looks like we're getting a little closer. Let's go negative 0.23, and I think that's money. Yep, that's money. Okay, so you can see it's lined up with the back of our head. Now that's not exactly what we want, but that's gonna work for now. So now, click on the longbow, and on the X-axis, I don't know if you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm left-handed. I prefer to make it for left-handed players. The only reason this matters is because right-handed players it's gonna be a little funny for them, and right-handed players will see what I mean when they try this. But I'll explain as I go. So anyways, we're going to want to move this custom longbow to about, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to get, on the X-axis, it's going to go to a negative 0.12 or 0.12. Okay, we're going to line this back up to where we're looking behind again. Okay, so now on the Y-axis, I'm going to drop it a little bit. Oh, it looks like we dropped it too much. Too much. Because I don't know if you can see what's happening here, but if this player, this sphere collider that's around the player, that's my head. So I'm putting this bow back over here on my shoulder. You know, just like a freaking... like an archer. Okay, but we're going to want to play with these settings a little bit. Go up a little bit more on the Y-axis. See, and the thing is that you really, more than anything, you don't want for the circle to pass this center of for the collider. You don't want the edge of the collider of the bow to overlap the center of the head collider sphere collider, because people always do it. They line up the arrow with their head by pulling the bow in front of their face and the arrow behind their head, and what's going to end up happening is that when they release the arrow, it's still going to recognize that a part of the bow package was in this sphere collider and it's gonna unmount the bow from your hand. It's gonna put it back behind your head. So that's why you don't want to do that. But you can see that it can go up just a little bit more. So let's try that. Let's just try that point. Oh no, that point. Negative 0.1. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. I like it. You can see that it's not, it's not overlapping, but it's going to penalize them if they go too far. That's good. So these are some really good settings. And the thing is that you can use these settings over and over and over. If you want your bow or your weapon or whatever, here are some transform settings to get it behind your left shoulder. So it's negative 0.12, negative 0.1, and negative 0.23. That's going to give you some really good, you can see right here, that's going to give you some really good, you know what, I could probably even go a little bit closer, but no, I like it right there. That's good. That's where you, because the thing is you're not lining it up with the bow. You're lining it up with this collider here. This collider is what matters, and if we really wanted to, we can make the collider smaller to fit, you know, the size of the bow, but I like this. This is good. And even though we don't have any mirrors in here, just for continuity, I wouldn't walk around with a bow like this on my back. That would be strange. So I'm going to go ahead and do some rotations here on the custom longbow. Okay, let's see. Went a little bit too far on this axis. That's good. Okay, now we're going to rotate it on this other axis. You can see I like to eyeball things. Okay, now, so you can kind of see how this is starting to fit together, right? When you grab back, the controller is actually down at this angle. If you put your hand behind your head and pretend you're holding a Vive controller, or pick up your Vive controller, put it behind your head, it's in that orientation as the bottom handle of this bow right here. So it's going to be completely natural, and it's going to feel completely natural to grab it like that. Okay, now that's it. Your bow, I just made you a holster for your bow that's attached to your back now. Wherever you go, you turn your head. I mean, it's not going to be right there behind your left shoulder, but it's going to be behind you. Like it's basically attached to your head. Only because I don't know how to attach to a specific orientation of the body collider and have the body collider match. You know, it's very difficult to have the body know which direction your body is facing, because people turn their head at the neck. So a person's body may be facing forward and their feet are facing forward, but their neck and their head are pointed to the left. So it's kind of hard to account for that. It's a lot easier to account for which way is their face facing, because they've got a camera strapped to the front of it, and it's always in the front of it. Okay, so that was another pretty big little milestone. We're going to take a moment, light them if you got them, and we're just going to talk about what we've done so far. So, in this up to now, we have loaded up a scene, dropped SteamVR plugin into our project. We've added teleporting into our project. We've added teleporting spots into our project, and we've made teleporting panel. As a matter of fact, where did... Oh, okay. I was going to say, where did all my teleporting panels go? Maybe I didn't add one to this one. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know. I left that one open because it's got ground underneath, and so we don't need one there. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, so then we added the teleporting, and then we added some more teleporting spots that are gonna lead up into the air, and then we added our bow as a child of the head collider. Then we had fixed the buggy code that comes attached with the Longbow item package on line 138. You have to change that, the destroy in that line to destroy immediate, because for some reason it wants to start running this code when you're in the editor. I don't know. I don't know why. It does. I don't know why. Maybe somebody out there can leave us an answer in the comments as to why that would happen, but I don't know. Maybe I messed up my script somehow along the way and I saved it like that. But anyways, I've tried to re-import it. It still does that. Maybe I'm the only one. That would be my luck. Okay, so moving along. Now when we load in here, we have places to go. We have a bow on our back. And with the way we've connected it, every time we don't have an arrow in our hand, it's going to put an arrow in our hand as long as we're holding the bow. Okay, so now let's add some stuff for us to shoot at. Okay. Let's add some stuff. Oh, you know what? No, we forgot something. I forgot something. Okay, you're going to want to click on your custom longbow. Here on attachment flags, you're going to want to click nothing, change attachment flags to nothing, and then you're going to want to turn on snap on attach, and oh shoot, what is it? It's snap on attach, and I believe it's detached from other hand. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and, before we go any further, let's go ahead and press File, Save Scene As. Click in your Scenes folder. I'm going to click Longbow Training Grounds. I'm going to click, yeah, Longbow Training Grounds. And I'm going to go ahead and click Yes, because that Longbow Training Grounds was empty anyway. Now we're going to go double check. This is how you're going to double check. You can go to the interaction systems, samples, scenes, interactions example, we'll click on the longbow here, bow pickup. Oh, it's parent to hand. Snap on attach and parent to hand. Okay, so let's go back to our scene, Longbow Training Grounds. This is very unorganized, I apologize. Player, SteamVR objects. Open up follow head, open up head collider, custom longbow. Attachment flags, you're going to want to, if you clicked detach from other hand earlier, the only things you want checked are snap on attach and parent to hand. And then you're going to want to click take back item. So now that you have yours looking like mine, let's go ahead and Control S, Command S, or File Save Scenes. And now we've got it saved all correctly. So now, moving along, if we go to interaction systems, this one I've only used it a few times, so bear with me. Nope, that's not it. Yes, interaction system, Longbow prefabs, archery weeble. Let's put a freaking archery weeble out here. Oh, let's hide him behind a tree. Alright. Drop another one over here. And we will rotate him a little bit. Okay, let's add some more archery weevils. And this is all stuff you can get inside of it comes. You've been messing with this already. So you want to prototype some games before you add AI, you want to just add some archery weevils. Here you go. This is how you do it. This is how it's done. You know, you want to have a little fun with your game. Why not? You know, you can just set them up. I'm just turning them to my liking. You can make them to your liking. I'm just adding archery weevils all over the place, because why not? Why wouldn't you? I want to. That's good. That's actually really good. That's better. Oh, you know what? Let's put some freaking archery weevils in the trees. Yes, that's a great idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Because why not? Heck, we can put some in these trees also. Oh, I like that tree right there. That tree's getting an archery weevil. And we'll rotate it. Drag it out of the tree a little bit. That's good. I wonder if these have... Do these have gravity? I wonder if they're just going to fall out of the trees. I don't think they have gravity, though. Yeah, no, they're not using gravity. Okay, that's good. Okay, now what I really want to do... Let me add another one up here. Okay. Let's add some right here, facing down. I'm recording. I learned how to do this, and so I want to make a video for myself before I forget. You know, I'm just dragging them and rotating them, pulling them out as needed. I'm kind of just putting stuff to shoot at while I'm making my way up here. Making my way upstairs.
Hey, Dad.
Walking fast. Weebles passing. I'm home now. Yeah, that should be some fun right there. Alright, and then you can just start dragging weebles, you know, everywhere over here. Wherever you put a bunch of teleport stuffs, you know, go ahead and drop some weebles there. Okay, we're almost done. We're just dropping some last weebles in here. Let's see, do you think we have enough? I wonder if we have enough. Realistically, I think every tree should have one. Let me add a few more here up in these trees.
Here. Mom, I want bundle. Mom, I want this one. I want this one.
There's weebles in the trees.
Weebles in trees.
My son likes that. Yeah, weebles in the trees.
Mom, weebles in the trees. Yeah. Weebles in the trees. Weebles in the trees. Mom, are you going to sleep? Mom,
What?
are you going to sleep?
Okay, now I added some more weebles to the trees. Okay, and I think we're about done, and I think I showed y'all just about everything I wanted to show y'all. So what I'll do is, for anybody who doesn't have a Vive, I'm gonna press play right now, put on my headset, and get my controllers, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's see if all this stuff works. Let's see if it runs, and if it doesn't, we'll see what we can do to make it run. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this scene as scenes Longbow training grounds, but I'm gonna save it as 1.0. That way I know before it was working. Okay, now I'll press play, see what happens. Excuse me. Okay, it looks like y'all can see it already. You'll see my weebles up there. Alright, you see my weebles over there. Yeah, some of these, they're faced a little too far down. But let's check it out. Okay, I can teleport. I can teleport all around here. I can teleport over here. That does not say hello. I thought it would. Oh, I'm up in the tree. Oh, but hey, you know what, guys? Let's go back down here. You know what? We haven't done anything. Now, if you've been building this game along with me, then right now take your left hand and put it behind your head and pull the trigger with your right hand in front of you, if you want. What's that? You have a bow in your hand, isn't that right? Now take your left hand and put it back behind your head. Where did the bow go? Oh, it's back there behind your head. Now, whenever your hand gets close to the bow, you're going to feel a little bit of a haptic feedback. You're going to feel just the tiniest vibration in your controller. That means you can grab the bow. That means your hand is next to the bow. Okay. So yeah, that's how your bow is basically behind is where it feels like it should be. In the comments section, tell me if you don't like where that bow is at. I think it's a really good spot. And it doesn't get in the way. You can even do this cheese move where you pull the arrow. Oh no, you can't. You can only do it so far. You try to pull this cheese move. If your hand is not above your head, if your hand is below in the center of your head, your bow is going to disappear. You have to pull it out again. Alright, so let's have some fun. Oh, I forgot there's balloons. Alright, let me teleport over here. We're going over here. Now, we could have added the torch to this. That's really what I wanted to do and I forgot. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much you just drag and drop the torch in here. I'm honestly having way too much fun to go do it. I might follow up. If anybody's actually watching this video and you liked it and you want to see me add the torch to, like, you know, either floating around me, or I could even attach it to the end of this bow at both ends, and that way when I dip, you know, I've got fire at the end of the bow, and when I dip my tip of my arrow to the end of the bow, it'll catch this on fire. Oh, got it! Got it! Oh, and then I missed all those. Okay, let's teleport. Use some of these teleport points today. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that was going to happen. The arrows bounce off of the trees. Target practice. Oh. Close, but no cigar. Point blank. Oh, there's a guy on the ridge. Let's get him. Got him. That one's hard to get to. Oh! Rapid fire. Can't get that guy. Oh, I can. Well, it is gettable. I might not be able to get it. There we go, got it. Oh, missed the balloon though. Let's go see what we got up top. You know, and it would be very easy to add a score to this thing. Oh, just missed it. Okay, well, I mean, you can see here, this was pretty freaking fun. I'm going to save this, and I'll probably show this to some of my peoples. Because this was really, really, really fun. Okay, well, I guess if I had to leave y'all wanting for something, you know, leave them wanting more. What I could have done next time, like I said, the wanting more, I could have added fire to the tip of this, to the tip of the bow, and that way, whenever I could start catching, I could have started freaking forest fire in here. I wonder what would happen. You know what? I'm gonna put some freaking fire. We're gonna put some fire on these bitches. Okay, so let's go back to our custom bow. Press F while the mouse is over the scene window, and that way it'll hover back over it. Okay, so this end that's on the lower end is actually the top, and the higher end is actually the bottom. So let's put some flames. Yeah, you know what? I almost want to put it on the front of the bow. That way every arrow gets fire. No, that's too cheese. That's too much cheese. Too much cheese. Lactose intolerance. Okay, so let's go to alright. Looking through these prefabs, which there's a lot of them here. If we look at torch and fire source. Okay, let's see. Torch doesn't have anything special. Torch model doesn't have anything special. Fire source. That's what has something special. So let's go ahead and drop this into custom longbow. Oh no, we didn't want the full torch, we just want the fire source. Oh, but it's gonna make us grab the whole torch? Oh, okay. You know what? The fire source has to be in here by itself. Let's just find that. Let's see. Fire small. But where is fire source? We may not get that as a prefab. Okay, it's okay. We can still drop the torch in here. And we'll just attach that to our longbow. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll rotate it some. Yeah, I mean it just makes them every time you click it. It makes them. I don't know why. All right, so let's throw a torch on here. going to rotate it around until it looks right. Well, until it looks about as right as it can. Yeah, that'll work. But just in case it doesn't, let's copy component. Yep, see it like it went away. Okay, so I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to drop this torch somewhere else. We're gonna have to drop it on the head collider. But we're gonna give it those paste component values. Nope, that's not gonna work. This may not work. This may not work. This may not work. You know what? I can make it to where like it's always on your belt. This is gonna take some testing though. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Alright, it's too much on my face. It needs to go down. As a matter of fact, let me just move it down while it's here. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work either. It's gotta be on the bow. Well, I mean, I guess I could make it floating in front of you all the time. In which case, this is gonna have to go up. See, and the reason it won't work on the bow is because we're creating an instance of the bow. So if I wanted to change it, I'd have to change the bow directly. And I just don't know that I'm prepared to do that. But yeah, now we can see, I mean, this does work. More or less. We have our hands. Pull out our bow. The fire makes it hard to see your target though. Yeah, I probably want it to rotate out some more. Let me copy these values. Paste them in here. And we'll rotate it out a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Let's drop it a little bit lower. Let's get it perfect right now. Move it on the x-axis to the right a little bit. That will work. Got weebles burning in trees. I wonder. Okay, here's the bonus content. Let's see if this works. Okay, well, first of all, I forgot to save those settings, so that's gonna be wrong. Let me change these back again real quick. I forgot to copy component. That happens. Okay, now I'm finding these settings for you. That way you can just plug them in and you can get this scene. I'm telling you right now, this is fun. rotate it out just a little bit more.
Hey! Hey! Now, I am going to on my shoes.
Yep, that'll work. Okay, so these are the settings I'm going to copy component. For me, these are good. They may be different for you. And paste component values. Nailed it. Got it. Okay, so here's what I wanted to try. Let's see if it works. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. It may not even work. Okay, I'm looking for, there is a special setting for something, and I just want to see if it works.
No problem.
Where is it? Fire source. That's fire source. What does fire source do? No, you know what? I know what I want to find. Oh, where is it? Okay. Where is it? Where? Okay, maybe it's in the archery weeble. Okay, archery target. That's the script that I want. Just, I wonder what happens. Let me just try to play it, see what happens. No, I think it needs a collider is what happens. Oh well, it didn't work. I wanted to see if we could set the trees on fire. It looks like just as long as it can take damage. Maybe it wasn't this that I thought this is what it was that made it set on fire. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, okay, no, it's fire source. That's what I need to put on here. Let me just try to add a bunch of them. Okay, let's try it out now. Nope, still nothing. Maybe I gotta change it and then play it. We'll see what happens. Alright, let's try to play it with just those three. Let's see what happens. I think it has something to do with the fact that my arrows won't stick in the tree. I think that's why it's not getting transferred. But anyway, you know, I think I covered a lot. It's been about 2 hours now. For those of you who have stayed with me, I really appreciate it. I hope y'all learned something. If nothing else, I hope maybe I brought something to your attention that maybe you didn't know about. And you know, I feel like we covered a lot in this 2 hours. We made pretty much, except for a scoring system, we pretty much made a whole little game here. And you know, everywhere we added a weeble. We could have also added, you know, an AI character or something to that effect. And you know, I think it came out really well. I didn't have this pre-thought out. Like, I mean, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I hadn't done this before. And so, you know, I feel really good about it. I hope this helps another new developer that's in my same situation, if nothing else. Like I said, I made this video just to kind of show you guys, hey, this stuff is in SteamVR, the folder. Every time you add it to your game, maybe you can utilize a piece of it or two, because it's already there instead of writing that code yourself. Or maybe this gives you an idea of just something you can play with just to familiarize yourself with Unity and C#. Because I didn't really have to write any code, but you know, it definitely, getting this to work the way that I wanted to, I definitely had to take a look at the code. I didn't have to mess with it at all, but I definitely had to take a look at it. And if nothing else, at the hour mark when we found that bug and then fixed it, you know, that was a pretty good, you know, I think that was worth the video, if nothing else, by itself, in and of itself, how to fix that. So anyways, if you like this video, if you would like to see an extension of it, or maybe something else similar to it, or something completely different, hey, let me know down in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. I appreciate any kind of comments, feedback, concerns, anything like that. Leave it down in the comment section. Hit me up with a subscribe, a like, a share, whatever you got, and I'll try to continue making more videos just like this. So until then, this has been Eddie on the Falibu Channel. Take it easy, guys.